Hi and welcome to today's discussion. I'll be talking about what types of changes are within a project. Now, the aim of today is really just to cover the types of project within what types of changes within project, should I say, and how those changes that could come about. And I'll cover a brief definition of what change is within a project. So let's move on. Um, just to start as a definition, what is change within project management? So realistically, request for change or something you want change within a project is a request to change the baseline. So whatever was agreed, you are now requesting to change. So that is what is change within the project manager arena. Now, usually that entails a request for change. Somebody's made a request, or somebody's done it, or you found something halfway through the project that you need to change, or the business directions change, etc. Those are all things that impact your project, and you need to understand how they will affect you and how you manage those. But today, I really want to focus on the types of changes. Now, there's multiple definitions, but I've kept it very, very simple. And I think the first one I'm going to cover is anticipated changes. Now, these are changes where you've done your planning, you've done it at the early stages or throughout your project. You can foresee change that's happening, so therefore there's you can already plan for it. You can bring it into the fold. You can say, okay, well, I know this is going to happen. And something you can anticipate is delivery times for stock equipment, people's leave, people kit arrival times, etc. Those things you can probably plan for that that you know about. Supplier lead times, all those things are changes which you think, okay, I can anticipate those. Let me plan them in. However, it's always not clean cut. Even the anticipated ones sometimes are not so clear. The next change is reactive. Now, this is really a reactive change where you've suddenly gone through your project and you see something that's unforeseen or an unforeseen event that occurs, and that happens throughout every project. I've never seen a project where it doesn't happen, and I don't think I'll ever not see it happen where things just happen that you weren't aware of, or somebody's not told you about, or something you weren't anticipating. Prime example is, you have engineers or suppliers booked in, they just don't turn up. That's something you just can't plan for. You'd like to know that they will tell you, but there are instances where you don't. People not turning up on days, sick, absences you can't plan for. There's a reactive, you just have to do stuff. That two things. But there are bigger changes, such as the economy's changed and the business taking a strategy, so therefore your project needs to take a different strategy, and that's more reactive and trying to get it in. The next one is really an incremental change. Now, this is something you gradual change over a prolonged period, such as ongoing additions to a new feature to an existing app. So if you're doing a scrum, this is really good delivery. You deliver the first sprint, and suddenly actually direction changes, so you develop more, and that change is planned in and put into the next sprints, etc. Incremental changes can be put in, even delivering, network infrastructure, for example. You've expanded your network, for example, and you agree to have, I don't know, a stack of 20 switches on your cable infrastructure, but actually you want to increase it. So that's an incremental change where you put that in and say, actually, our capacity is going to need to increase because of X, Y, and Z, etc. And those are what you need to plan in and through a process. Now, I'll cover the process of change management in a different conversation. And the final one that I'm going to cover is strategic planning. Now, these are changes that are much bigger, larger, and can affect overall direction of project. Now, strategic ones, like I said, economical change, financial change of the company, the direction of the change of where you are going, all needs to change. Technology has changed, something better has come since the day you incepted it. But those strategic changes are probably more, you can't do them straight away. You have to think about what's the impact, what's the cost, where how's it going to impact your team, etc. Or what how much cost is it? All those things need to be considered. So high level strategic, in my opinion, is very, very where you're going to spend more time thinking about it, more doing it. and you're going to have a little bit more time to cover it. The others, I think you could be more reactive, anticipate ones you can plan for, but strategic, I feel, do happen, not as often as the rest. You are more reactive and more incremental changes, I would say. As much as you'd like to think you were able to anticipate change, it's very, very difficult to always anticipate everything. But ultimately, change is a very key part of project management. I'll cover how to manage change, through RFC, etc., in a different call. But in summary, in my opinion, there are 4 types of change: an anticipated change, a reactive, an incremental, and a strategic. Of which you all need to have a good understanding and really help you how best to manage that change moving forward. Thank you.